You don't know how to talk to men.
You're not a man, Ed. You're a child.
Okay, bye. Have a nice life.
You, Ed.
It's taken a while, but finally, Liz can see Ed for who he is. A f***ing child, an insecure little man. The truth is, he really doesn't give a f*** about Liz. But she, on the other hand, still seems to care far, far too much.
Moments like this make me wish that I've never, ever met Ed.
Yeah, we all wish that for you, Liz, and whilst we can't rewind time, unfortunately, what we can do is rewind back to the start of this episode. So we left Liz in the last episode in the middle of packing her things to finally move out of their place in Arkansas. She was ready to leave Ed behind and hopefully never look back. But it was never going to be that easy, because for some baffling reason, she still loves Ed.
It's okay. Let it out. Let it out. Take deep breaths. You can do it. You can do it.
The emotion of the situation is clearly getting to Liz. She's been crying all day, and it hasn't been helped by the fact that Ed and her mum were clashing. Ed had the audacity to tell Liz's mum she didn't raise her daughter right. Yeah, wild, I know. And perhaps that explains why Liz, right now, is really having a tough time holding back the tears. Like, I'm certain that she's not just crying sad tears here. She's annoyed, she's frustrated, and I'm pretty sure she's angry too.
I don't know how you go from loving someone so much to just wishing that they didn't even exist.
Well, I can tell you exactly how it happens if you like, Liz. Your fiancé, he decided to fight about spicy taco pasta. He decided to break off your engagement without telling you. And then he told all his friends that the wedding was off before he told you. You had to find out from an "I'm sorry to hear this" text message from the officiant. Yeah, that's how you go from loving someone so much to wishing they didn't exist. And just to add salt to the wounds, somehow, even after doing all of that, he still somehow manages to blame you.
For her to come in with her mom and just fly off the handle, this is the main reason why I ended our relationship. We spend most of our time fighting or mad at each other.
For her to come in and fly off the handle? Ed, are you serious? We literally have video footage of what happened, Ed. You were the one that started the fight. Like, it's crazy. Ed will never admit that he's the one in the wrong. He seems to have zero ability to self-reflect, and I think that's never gonna change.
Hey, Mom, I didn't expect two for the price of one, I'm gonna be told.
Well, maybe you should have been a man.
Well, maybe you should have done a better job raising your daughter. I'm sorry I blew up at your mom, but she was coming at me.
Doesn't matter, Ed. You need to learn how to talk to women, period. Doesn't matter who comes at you. Just know.
That's hearsay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Thank you for your apology. There's no excuse.
Ed, has no one ever told you that an apology is meaningless if you follow it up with a huge but? I mean, Liz is trying to explain to Ed that the apology was enough. Stop there. But no, of course not. Of course he can't. Ed always has to be the one that wins, remember?
You don't talk to women that way, period.
Okay, your mom wasn't being a woman. She was being a...
Just
How
stop.
did I embarrass... Liz,
See, this is what we're not. Just, you owned up to it.
Okay,
Take an
fine.
apology,
Got
but
it.
don't make excuses.
Got it, fine.
Yes, Liz, put him in his place, Liz. This is exactly why this breakup will be the best thing that's ever happened to her. She's so much better off without this manipulative, narcissistic little man. He clearly sees nothing wrong with how he's acted, how he's spoken to Liz's mum, or Liz for that matter. And while Liz was really hoping that she might be able to hold it together, she really wanted to end things on a civil note with Ed. Unfortunately, he's just making it impossible to do so.
I have a request from you.
Yeah, you don't get no requests, Ed.
I want you to learn from this experience.
You learned from it, Ed.
I want you to learn.
You learned from it.
I want you to learn.
I've already learned.
Have you?
The absolute cheek of the guy. I mean, the unbelievable audacity from Ed, standing there in his dirty house with his stained shirt, telling Liz in the most condescending way possible that she should be the one that learns from this highly traumatic situation that he's put her in. Like, is this guy for real? In a way, I actually agree with him. I actually agree. I really hope that Liz has learnt from this situation. She has learnt in the future exactly what kind of guy to avoid, to run a mile from if she ever encounters again.
You know, I'm gonna be fine.
I hope so. I do. I'm worried about you. I'm worried that
This is a narcissist. Stop projecting.
But you're never going
Ed.
to find happiness
Who
unless
Who
you
said
learn.
we're talking about a relationship right now?
This is really hard to watch. I think we can all see what Ed's game is here, can't we? He's deliberately trying to chip away at Liz's confidence. He tells her, as though it's fact, it's gospel, that you're never going to find happiness. All while he frames it, he pretends that it's all under the guise of being worried about her. Yeah, sure, Ed, you're really worried about her. I mean, it's obvious that what he's trying to do here is rile her up. He's trying to get Liz angry. He's trying to get her to shout at him so that he can look like the victim that he always wants to be. So that she can look like the bad guy right at the end of the relationship. He's hoping to be able to point to her behaviour and say, that's why I ended things with her.
I'm trying to say goodbye to you, and you're trying to bring up the next guy that comes into my life?
Well, I tried to apologize for smarting off to your mom, and then you...
That's it. But
start
then
telling
you
me,
had excuses.
you don't know how to talk to women.
You don't.
All Liz wanted to do, what she was hoping for, was to be able to return her keys and find some closure, say goodbye to the man she's just spent the last 3 years of her life with. The man she moved across the country with. The man she almost married. But Ed couldn't just let her leave peacefully, especially after she told him he needed to learn how to talk to women. Oh no. He couldn't let that go. So, well, he went in for one last jab.
You don't know how to talk to men.
You're not a man, Ed. You're a child.
Okay, bye. Have a nice life.
You, Ed.
Ed's such a child. I mean, he obviously just said that in retaliation, in response to being told he can't talk to women. Like, he's so cold about this whole situation. Liz is a mess because she actually loved the man. But Ed, he doesn't look like he could care less. He really doesn't look like he gives a f***, despite what he says, despite how worried he claims to be about her. And how symbolic, what a great metaphor that his very last words to Liz are a very sarcastic, have a nice life.
I literally just wanted to say bye.
And you didn't.
No, I did come out. I'm giving you everything. Oh my God, I
Liz,
hate
you're so
you. I hate you so much.
This is exactly what Ed wanted. He wanted Liz to become emotional. He couldn't stand seeing that strong act that she was putting on. He was determined to chip away at it, to make her lose control. And now he feels like he's won. Not only has Liz proved that she cares more than he does, but she's also lost her composure. She's swearing and shouting. And that's exactly what Ed's wanted all along.
Moments like this make me wish that I've never, ever met Ed.
Liz really tried her best to hang on to that strong exterior, at least for a while, but it's safe to say it's now well and truly shattered. It's obvious that she's still in love with Ed. She's heartbroken that it's come to this. Maybe perversely, maybe deep down, she hoped things might get resolved. She hoped maybe that a final hug, a final nice goodbye might remind Ed what he's giving up. But it hasn't, and now that she's packed, now that the movers are set to come in and she's definitely leaving, it's all become very final. This relationship is well and truly over, and she's gonna need to learn to accept that.
I wanted him to know that, I'm still sad that it's happening. He's such a dick for the way that he handled everything. I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve those words from him.
What's Ed doing while Liz is bawling her eyes out at the steering wheel? He's just staring at her, watching her through his window like a creepy, sadistic gnome.
I want you to be happy.
I think he loves what he's seeing here. I think he takes great pleasure at knowing what he's reduced her to. He's the kind of guy that gets off on knowing he still has power over someone. It makes him feel bigger about himself, perhaps. He knows he can still affect her. And after everything he's done, everything he's put her through, it's really jarring how he tries to play up to the cameras and make out like he still loves Liz. Yeah, right. Who are you trying to fool, Ed?
I love Liz. I'll always love her. And she changed my life in many good ways. Liz is a good person. And it was real. The love was real.
Ed is full of premium grade, 100% pure bullshit. He's like a little parasite. He's sucked up everything he could out of Liz, and now that he's done with her, he's tossed her aside to the garbage and tried to make her feel like she wasn't enough. And the worst part is he'll probably do exactly the same again to his next victim.